What's up, everyone? Ronnie Cruz here with another episode at Wealthy Living. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for hanging out with me on this kind of newer format. Like I said, this channel is going to be dedicated more to mindset, to prosperity mindset, abundance mindset, reprogramming our beliefs so that we can achieve the things that we want to achieve. Which ultimately, again, is prosperity in our lives and abundance in our lives, right? So I really appreciate you guys hanging out because it's an important, that's kind of an important topic for me. The mindset and the belief kind of programming that I've undergone is really, in my experience and in my life, has been the major breakthrough or the major kind of pivotal change that I've made in my life that has allowed me to achieve the things that I've been able to achieve over the years. Had it not been, had I not focused on these things, and had I not had the right teachers and mentors and had access to the proper education in this topic, I'm certain that there's no way that I would have been able to achieve the things that I've achieved thus far. So it's very, very important. Mindset to me is a huge part of the success equation. Even if you're thinking about the 80-20 rule, it's at least 80 that 80%, if not higher. Really, for me, it's probably up in the 90s as far as how important it is to success and to that equation of achievement. So I really love this channel, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. Now, if you're looking for network marketing stuff, obviously we're putting a lot of content out on the other channel at Dream Builders Club. You can just Google that here. I'll put it in the comments in the description below if you want to check that out. Lots of great content on that channel. We're coming up with new video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So lots of tips, lots of training at your fingertips, and of course you can go back and replay and look through the archives and things like that. So lots of great resource for you there if you're interested in specifically network marketing training, right? Again, for this channel, it is mindset. It's all about abundance and prosperity. So I want to kind of break down the process of achievement, right? In the process of achieving prosperity and abundance and success in your lives. It really boils down to a couple of things, and it's going to take a few episodes for me to break this down, but we're going to start with our actions and our decisions, right? Because our decisions are kind of, our actions are the corollary of the decisions that we make, right? I'm sure we've all heard that the saying that our lives, where we are in our lives, is the sum total of the decisions that we've made, right? Who we are, where we are, is the sum total of the decisions we've made over our lives, our lifespan, for better or for worse, right? Like, I make no judgments. However, if you want to make a change then in your life, if there's something that you're unhappy about, we have to come to the brutal, not brutal necessarily, but just the yeah, maybe brutally honest, what's the word I'm looking for? Admittance, maybe that's not the right word, but we have to be brutally honest with ourselves and admit that it is our decisions that has led us to where we are, right? Like, if you're unhappy about your life, if you're unhappy about the circumstances in your life, then we have to be brutally honest with ourselves and admit that we are at fault, right? We were the cause of that because it is our decisions. The sum total of our decisions is over our lives is what led us to where we are, right? So that's the first step: admitting that it is in the ball is in your court, right? It is in your hands, because the decision-making process is really up to you, right? And you're not just a victim of circumstances. Now, I understand some circumstances happen that you can't necessarily control. However, it's how you react to those that determines the outcome, right? So again, it's our decisions over the course of our lives that have led us to where we are, good or bad. Right? Now, if you want to change that, if you want to change where you are in your life because of something that you're unhappy about, something that you're unsatisfied about, then we have to start making better decisions, right? We have to start. Well, we have to first look back and see, okay, what was the pattern of decisions that got me here in the first place, and then how can I change them, and what decisions do I need to make in those instances, right? For instance, well, here's the thing. If we look at our lives as a series of crossroads, which really that's what they are, right? Like at the series of crossroads, and at each crossroad, we have a choice to go straight, left, or right, right? Like decision-making process, right? And this doesn't just apply to like the major crossroads, like to big life events, right? Of course, there are those, and those definitely will determine the trajectory of your lives, but so will the little everyday things, the little every hour things even, right? Like the decisions that we make on a minute-to-minute basis, those crossroads exist. And because they're so maybe seemingly insignificant, we don't think twice about them. However, added up over long term, those habits of choice and those habits of decision, which ultimately informs our actions, over a course of 10 to 15 years, even over a course of a lifetime, those really determine where we end up, right? So it's important to realize that every moment of our life, every second even, is a crossroads that we have an opportunity to make a decision in, a crossroads that we either go straight, left, or right, right? So be aware that we're constantly making decisions, and those decisions will determine where we end up going, right? And this is why things like what is it called? New Year's resolutions. This is why New Year's resolutions rarely ever work, because it's a one-time decision. You make the decision one time, as opposed to continually making that decision every day throughout the year. Like people save up making a change in their life, making a change to change something that they're unhappy about. They save it until the very first day of the year, and that's the only time they decide to do it, right? As opposed to deciding every day that I'm going to become healthier, I'm going to lose weight, right? Like that's one of the number one goals at the beginning of the year, right? That's the number one resolution. I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to become healthier. They decide once, January 1st. By the time Super Bowl comes around in February, that it's chicken wings and beer, right? And that resolution is out the window, because that decision isn't being made on a day-to-day basis, right? So that's very important, man. Like I think, be aware that those decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis is ultimately what's going to get us to the mark that we want to hit, right? To the prosperity and the abundance that we want. And if we're not making those decisions every day, then we're never going to get to that destination, right? So we have to be super aware of our decisions. We have to be super aware and brutally honest with ourselves, and admit that it is our decisions that got us here, that got us to where we are. And if we want to make a change, that we got to start making different decisions on a consistent basis, on a day-to-day basis, right? Now, that said, a lot of our unconscious day-to-day decision making is based on our belief system, right? And so you have to really start questioning, what is it in our belief system that's making me, or that's informing the decisions that I make, which ultimately leads to the actions that I take on a day-to-day basis. And that is a topic we're going to cover in the next video. So hopefully this video made sense, guys. If you guys have any questions about the decisions and the track of life, the crossroads that we encounter, and the topic that we talked about, leave comments, leave a question and comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, if it made sense, if it helped you, please hit like. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course, pass it on to anybody who you think it might help, right? In the next episode, we're gonna break this down even further in terms of the belief systems that inform these decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis. So make sure you tune into that. And until then, thanks for joining in, man. We'll catch you guys in a few days for another episode here at Wealthy Living. This is Ronnie Cruz signing out. Peace, take care, and I love you all. Bye for now.